If you're looking at my channel around now, you can see that I've actually passed 200 subscribers. So this is a big moment for me. I've never had any YouTube channel actually make it anywhere near this point. And as part of this, I'm going to be doing this video, which is going to be showing off my setup for 2017. This was in fact recorded a couple of months ago. But on top of that, it's actually also going to be looking around my old flat where I lived, which was in university halls. So if you're also staying in them, this one is St Genniff Court at Cardiff University. You can actually see what it's like. So I'm going to be starting off first with the halls itself, and then I'll be moving on to my setup in a bit, so you can see a link on the screen if you just want to see my setup. So start off with my flat. First off, you can see a hallway with rooms on the right, it may be on the left for you, and here you can find the bathroom. This has 2 sinks, 2 mirrors, it has a shower which is reasonable, although it does get blocked quite easily. Also, you'll get a toilet. Towards the end of the hall, you will be finding the kitchen, which is an okay size. There's not very many cupboards, so you may be scrounging around for cupboard space. But apart from that, it has a reasonable oven, hobs, which work okay, a sink. Admittedly, a very small freezer and fridge. 5 people live in this flat, or lived in this flat, so there may be a bit of limitation there. But you are provided with a microwave, a kettle, and a toaster, so you won't need to buy that separately. In my particular kitchen, I had a very nice view out the window. Moving on to my room, the rooms in St Genniff Court are reasonable size. You've got a single bed, a bit of floor space to move around, a chair, a reasonable sized desk, cupboard space, and some shelves. There's nothing spectacular in here. You can store stuff under the bed, which is nice. Unfortunately, there was no plug sockets around the actual where you're sleeping, so I had to run an extension lead, which is fine. Cupboard space was limited, but okay. Unfortunately, as you can see, the view from my window wasn't amazing. It was a wall. And finally, along one wall, there's a very large pinboard. Moving on, we get to my setup, and starting off with my laptop. I have a late 2011 MacBook Pro with an i7 processor. I've upgraded the RAM to 8GB and to a 500GB SSD, but apart from that, everything's stock. This has lasted me very well. It's still updated by Apple, and it's just my general pickup. I don't really care what happens to it, but it allows me to experience Windows, Mac, and Linux, which is the main benefit to me. It's slightly on the heavy side, but that doesn't matter, and performance isn't quite as good anymore. But again, I'm not after performance. I don't do much gaming on the move, so it doesn't matter to me. My main setup is a Windows computer, although it does also run Linux. I have 2 1080p monitors, nothing spectacular. They were both hand-me-downs. In fact, one is a TV, which has terrible colour reproduction, but it allows me to put all my work up. Most of the time it's programming on the screens, allowing me to be more productive. I have a very nice mouse mount, which is the full length of my desk, allowing me to put both my keyboard and my mouse on it. I highly recommend these, as they generally allow you to move your mouse around anywhere and not limited by a very small cloth. The keyboard you see here is actually not the keyboard I have now. It's a K95 RGB keyboard. This one, as you can see, the LEDs started to go. So I changed it out with a warranty for the latest version, which I am using now. I highly recommend to get a later one, not the very early ones, which is what this one is. As far as I'm aware, the light acted did better on the later ones. Mine was quite slow if I did a lot of lighting effects. My mouse is a Logitech MX Master Mouse. It's not the new one. That wasn't out when I bought it, but it works pretty fine between all my devices. And my headphones is the Audio Technica M20Xs. As you see, I tied a knot in it to make the cable a bit shorter. Again, I've changed these out. I can't quite remember the ones I've got now, but I'll link them on the screen and below if you want to check them out. Also on my desk, you can see a card reader. This is by Kingston, so a reasonably good brand, and it's also USB free. Of course, you'll hear me now on my microphone. So my microphone is a Blue Snowball microphone. This, as you can see, is getting mounted to a light that I have as a noise reduction, so you don't hear the desk vibrations. And it's been on there for years, so I could trust it completely. But of course, if you can afford a decent boom arm, I'd recommend to get that, as there is an attachment on the microphone to do that. The light itself is just a standard light. There's nothing special about it apart from it's on an arm which can move around. And finally, moving on to the start of the show, this is my main computer, which is a desktop. It is running an AMD FX 8350, a bit old now. The graphics card is an R9 280X. Unfortunately, at the moment, it is broken, which may be a subject of a future video as I'm planning to see if I can repair it. The power supply, 750 watts, 8 plus gold. It is running a wireless card, which is quite good. A couple of terabytes of storage along with a 500 Gigabyte SSD. Nothing spectacular about it. Again, all the parts will be listed down in the description. So that's my setup, at least for this year. It's probably going to be changing as the year moves on, and we can see what it's like next year. The next thing I want to talk about is the future of this channel. So if you've noticed, I haven't posted anything in the past 6 to 7 months. This is not by design. I did plan on doing more, and in fact I have worked on other content. The problem is that at the time of my last release I was at home, I was able to work on my case. I've actually since then gone back to uni, gone back home again, and now I'm at uni again. Unfortunately, this meant that I haven't been able to work on my case while I'm at uni, and when I'm at home, unfortunately I also wasn't there all the time. I had a full-time job for the period I was there, and then I went to Africa. Saying all that though, I have now got a plan for future content. I'm going to be working on my case when I can, but don't expect anything new anytime soon for that. In terms of content, so you know about my graphics card, I'm planning to repair that and show that. If it doesn't work, you may not see it, but if it does work, I'll be definitely trying to make a video of that. For anything else, I'm always up for suggestions, so if you want to make a suggestion of something you want to see, feel free to post it down below or send me a message and I'll definitely consider it if it's a good idea. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, then a thumbs up would be much appreciated. If you disliked it though, please sure put a dislike on the video, but also put down below why you didn't like it, and I can actually try and make an effort to improve it for a future video. If you want to see more from my channel, then subscribing is the best way to do that. Thank you for watching and goodbye.